Hey guys, welcome to episode number 10 of the Derby Carabao Live, and to start off this episode we are about to go into the game against Swansea in the Championship. Obviously if we win this game we can potentially go into the playoffs. If you quickly look here, I haven't actually realised this is a new thing on FIFA 19, is basically it shows you the potential players for Player of the Month. We've got 2 out of the 4 there, Wisdom and Jack Marriott, and then of course Atebo and Graben. Hopefully we can win it, of course, because since we've got 2 out of the 4, the likelihood is a little bit better. I kind of hope it goes to Wisdom, to be honest, because I kind of took him out of the team for Bogle, but when I have played Wisdom, he's definitely performed. He did quite well at centre-back against Borough as well, and yeah, Jack Marriott's been scoring goals, so both those players very good indeed. And in between the 2 episodes, basically the Carabao Cup draw happened, and we got Chelsea. What a shocker, imagine that happening. So kind of nice to see how we will do in this game. One thing that I've kind of thought about is because on career mode it doesn't actually make it eligible for Chelsea players that are on loan to play against them. Obviously what I'm going to do is play them in the Swansea game and then not play them against Chelsea, because realistically in real life Tomori and Mount won't be able to play against Chelsea, so I think it's only fair and realistic that we don't play those players, and it gives an opportunity to rest up most of our first team. We've actually had a bit of a downgrade here to Curtis Davis since he's 33, and yeah, just decide, you know what, he's old, downgrade him. It's a little bit of a broken system, but we've also, I think Mount went to a 75 in the last episode as well, so there's the other side of it. So yeah, let's head straight into this first game against Swansea. It is the 1st of December, so hopefully we can get some scout reports back soon and see what we can potentially look at in January. I never realised this. You hear the players say good game when they're shaking their hands. And normally I skip it at the start because, well, it's pretty boring and always the same. But nevertheless, looking at the lineups for today's game, I realise this shirt isn't the best thing to do in the world with green screen, but we've done it now, so let's get into it. What is that formation? Why is there such a gap in the middle of that defence? Like literally the 2 centre backs is split massively. So yeah, a bit of a weird formation from Swansea. It is a 4-3-3 standard, but just a massive gap in the middle there. It's a bit weird, I'm not going to lie. Selina and Dyer with the pace obviously up top, and Asoro down the middle from Sunderland. Did they sign him? I don't know if they signed him in real life or not. Obviously Tom Carroll, the former Derby man, in the midfield as well. Same with Carl Norton and Mulder in goal. It's a decent team. Obviously they're in the playoffs. We've had to make a few changes due to fitness and obviously resting for that Chelsea game. It would be amazing because if we beat Chelsea, we're through to the semis, and I think the only other big team is Man City, so the likelihood of getting to Wembley would be really good if we could beat Chelsea. So I thought, even if we drop points in this game, I'm not that bothered, but I still got a very good team there. You got Mount, you got Huddleston, Scott Carson in goal. There's still some very good players. Swansea on the attack here. Back to Fulton, now into John, back into Fulton. Delivered into the box, free header for the man, and is in the back of the net. First goal for Swansea in the first 20 minutes. Literally the first attack they've been on, but yeah, we just didn't quite deal with that. A lot of space there for the man. Gets it into the box, nobody marking him. Carson kind of got his head on it, but not quite enough to keep it out. But it's his first goal this season, so a little bit annoying, but nevertheless, hopefully we can get back into it. Huddleston into Wilson with the shot, and it is the Welshman to get us level in the 61st minute of the match. Literally out of just high pressure, and we eventually got there, and Wilson finally gets a goal. I don't think he's actually scored for us yet, but yeah, Mason Bennett trying to just drive through here, but a poor pass from the defender, finds it to Huddleston, then slips it through for Wilson, finds the top left and makes it 1-0. Just what we needed. He was with the ball on the edge here, cross to Harry Wilson with the finesse shot. It's in the back of the net. And the man that hasn't performed that well during this career mode has come into a bit of form in this game and got us a second goal and got us into the lead. That's the more important bit. If I can win this game with essentially a second string team, it kind of shows how good we have in terms of a squad, and that's why I didn't really make any summer signings. Ball into the box, header, and in the back of the net. That's what you've got to be careful though with ultimate difficulty. You give them a yard and it is the former Derby man Tom Carroll with the goal. Just a ball out wide, not quite close enough with Olsen, had to drag across with the midfielder, and yeah, it's in the back of the net. Like, maybe if I had Curtis Davis in there, a bit more of a physicality would have prevented that, but I'm kind of happy with the draw. Chance here for Bennett. Can he get the winning goal with the shot and with the goal in added time? Mason Bennett the man that seems to be saving us at the minute with some last-minute winners, has made it 3-2 in the dying moments, and I'm over the moon. I'm really happy with the overall performance in this game, like in terms of creation and defensively. Like, other than the 2 goals that they've scored, they haven't really created much. But yeah, lovely player. Holmes and then Bennett just powering through, gets the shot off, finds the back of the net and gets us the 3 points. Only a second goal, and they're really good. And there we go, full time against Swansea City, one of the best teams in the Championship, obviously recently relegated, and we've beaten them with essentially a second string team. As you can see, very few chances for them and quite a few for us. Tom Huddleston in the middle doing quite well. I actually went kind of, basically because I went on to attacking for the final few moments, I was meant to sub off, I think I meant to sub off Bennett, to be frankly honest, but instead it subbed off Bradley Johnson, and therefore yeah, it's a little bit lucky we got that decision, because that won us the game in the end. Another loan offer here for Max Bird, but again he probably will reject it. We've accepted over 6 or 7 now, and nothing seems to be really coming our way. In between the 2 episodes I did actually list a few players that haven't really appeared. I think we listed up Alex Pearce, mainly the ones that have got less than 7 months left on that contract. I think we also did Calarus because he's not really involved at all, and maybe one more, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe no, I didn't list Marcus Olsen. I might have listed Tom Huddleston, you know, just because he's worth 2.5 million and he's just going to keep dropping in ratings, so I kind of need to sell him if we're going to get any value out of him. I think we're going to leave it for Chris Martin for now. I was kind of tempted to bring him back in January. I may still be tempted, because if let's say Jack Merritt gets injured, we could be in a bit of a pickle. Into the game then against Chelsea at home. It is on my birthday, so hopefully that little bit of luck will help us a little bit. I don't know if it's ever going to work at all, but we're going to cross our fingers and hope, since Chelsea are one of the best teams in the Premier League. Going to have to do a few things to this team. Obviously Mason Bennett's going to have to come out. I think we'll put Tom Lawrence in. Also Mason Mount's going to have to come out because it's his parent club. He can't play against them. Probably going to push Wisdom to right back. Tamori can't play as well, even though he's technically our player permanently. I'm just for this game, just to keep it realistic, we're going to pop him on the bench, and I think that's about it, to be frankly honest. That is the team we're going to go for. I'm going to put Wilson on the bench, since he got the 2 goals in the last game. If you could do that, that'd be great. I'm also going to put Evans on the bench for Huddleston, since it's just ridiculous. Like, he just doesn't have 29 stamina. Like, I don't know where EA have got this from. He played over 40 games last season, I'm pretty sure. I'm a little bit amazed. I don't know where they get their stats from. He's got some brilliant stats. It's just that you can only use him every, like, 3 games. It's kind of frustrating. Here we are then against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. It's a bit of a shame this isn't a like official package. Just like the Championship, it's kind of basic. We have to kind of wait for the FA Cup for that. Looking at the Chelsea team, we've got Willy Caballero in goal. That's kind of expected. Zappacosta and Alonso in the fullback positions. Aspi and David Luiz in the middle. Loftus-Cheek, Van Ginkel and Kante. Very good, powerful midfielders. I maybe could have considered that. Maybe taken out Bryson, put Bradley Johnson in for a bit more of a powerful play. Obviously, Eden Hazard on the left and Willian on the right. And then Chalov. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if he's a youngster or something, but he's an unknown quantity. I don't know if he's fast. I don't know if he's slow. Fingers crossed we can win the game, because then we'll be through to the semis. Chance here for Joseph soon. He's got the pace to break, but can he have the quality to find the back of the net? Finally going to get the shot off, and it is into the back of the net. The Dutchman makes it 1-0. The dreams start against Chelsea, and we're in the lead. That's what we needed. We needed that goal just to give us that bit of breathing space and a chance to not rush things. That's one thing I need to think about, of course. And potentially we could be going through the semi-final. I'm quite surprised, but not 100% sure who that Chelsea striker is still. He's got the number 9, and I honestly don't know who he is. Chelsea pinging it around, lovely. Keeper's going to have to deal with it, and he's not, and it's gone into the back of the net. And it's Eden Hazard with the goal. I kind of expect, like, the keeper should be dealing with that. I'm not going to lie, that should be his all day long, but he's not dealt with it. As you can see, Willian just keeping it in, pinging it around, lovely Chelsea. Great ball into the box, and yeah, keeper really needs to do better than that. Headley into Bryson. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Into the top of the net. Craig Bryson, the absolute legend, kicks off the second half with a lovely goal. Doesn't exactly look like him because obviously he's not got his face scan, but it's going to get as close as it can. Obviously Wisdom and Leslie there with face scans, but it's a lovely, lovely start to the second half. Punch by Caballero. I kind of couldn't get a hold of Bryson at the start of that. Like I was trying to switch the play and it just wouldn't let me. And yeah, nice 1-2 with Ledley. Keeper had no chance. Top left corner on the edge here to Ledley. Slip through for Josephson with the shot. Can he find the back of the net? Yes, he can. And it's 3-1 in the Carabao Cup. The Dutchman with his second goal in the game. I was this close to putting Holmes in from the start, but gotta be grateful that I did stick with the Dutchman, and he's definitely rewarded us with a couple of goals to make it 3-2. As you see, Malone just finding it into Ledley. Lovely through ball from Ledley, to be fair. I don't know why I've not played this like we were previously playing with Mount instead of Ledley, and I think both in real life and on FIFA it's a little bit too attacking heavy. Bryson's obviously that roaming playmaker, and Ledley just breaks up the play, he helps out, puts through balls like that through, and Thorne just keeps it ticking. So obviously everyone's got different tactics, but in my opinion that's kind of a good balance of midfielders, and clearly it's working because we're beating Chelsea 3-1. And there we go, full time against Chelsea. We have gone through to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, beating the former Frank team in Chelsea. This goal at the end here was a bit of a scary moment. I thought maybe they'll get back in it. Obviously he was offside, wrong side of Keogh. I must say it was a very good performance from Josephson, obviously getting the 2 goals to make the difference. And I probably went light for light with Chelsea, I'm not going to lie. If you look at the player ratings, we went for this 4-5-1 at the end just to completely shut up shop and prevent Chelsea from getting any goals. And Joe Ledley in the middle just winning tackles, making passes, and even having shots, and obviously got 2 assists. So it just shows how even though they're old and they're dropping in stats, they're still very useful. Sunderland also knocking out Everton, a League One team knocking out a Premier League team, and now Crystal Palace, Sunderland and Derby are the 3, and the final one is Burton against Man City. If Burton somehow pull off that, you may as well put our names on the trophy now. Like, let's be honest, we're beating the biggest team in Chelsea. Only Manchester City, in my opinion, are the only team between us and winning. Unfortunately, I don't think we got the Player of the Month. I think it went to a table. I just saw it on the right there. We do have a transfer offer here from Gary Rowett for Tom Huddleston, who performed well against Swansea, I must say, but it's just that stamina that just makes it so difficult to use him. I'm going to negotiate. We'll try and squeeze an extra, maybe $500,000, maybe up to $1 million. I'm just trying to see if we can get 3 million. I think I'm more than happy with that, especially with him on 6 months left in his contract. I'm not 100% sure if Stoke will be happy to pay 3 million, but what we could do with that money is bring in a better player, for example, that can actually play a full 90 minutes without any issues. They're sticking at that 2.3, which in fairness is still a very good offer. I'm going to try 7.5, just see if we can squeeze that extra bit of money out. They're just sticking to that, so I'm going to have to accept it. It's just such a shame that Huddleston is just incredibly poorly rated by EA. I don't know why they've given him 29 stamina. In a way, I'd kind of be tempted to, if I started a career mode with Derby again, to essentially just edit his stamina to put it to like 60 or 65, because that's what it should be. It just shouldn't be as low as it is. As you can see, Rodriguez, the top goal scorer with Juve, with 10 as well. Walters and Andy Vyman in 4th with 9 goals, obviously joint 3rd. Very good for him. We don't actually have anyone in here, I don't think. We've just got Jack Marriott there with 5 goals in 10 games, which is not bad at all. I think Bryson's also on here with 3 assists. In terms of clean sheets, Carson got 4 in 14, but since the new keeper's coming, he's got a couple, but I don't know where he is, Simon. Also, with that win against Swansea, it does put us into the top 6 positions now, so we do kind of need to protect that. Unfortunately, we didn't win the Player of the Month. It has gone to a Tabor. I don't know if I can actually show you that or not. So yeah, Tabor won the Player of the Month, obviously very good for Stoke at the minute. They are top of the league. And I think he had like 8 goals when he scored against us, so you never know. But yeah, Tom Huddleston, I feel like we could get something better in January. There's quite a bit of money in the transfer budget with him on quite big wages as well. And also the objective to lower the average age of the squad here to 24. If we can do that, that'd be great. Into the next game then against Wigan, who are currently probably in the bottom half of the table. They're down in 17th on 22 points. We're up on 34. we do kind of need to win this game just to keep that cushion now. We've got the 1 point. We need to keep the performances going and push towards those top 2 positions. Obviously, we're not too far. We're only 5 points off West Brom, who are in second, and Stoke on 46, top of the league. Here's the Wigan team then for today's game. Walton in goal, Dunkley in the defence, with Sam Morsey and Connolly blocking that defence, of course, with the holding midfielder role. McManaman and Naismith out wide, Gary Roberts in the cam position, and Josh Windass up front. No Will Grigg, of course. You kind of need to be careful of games like these, because obviously Wigan are a bit of a lower team in the Championship, like Bolton. We lost against them after beating a big Premier League side, so it's one of those that you do need to be very careful of. We've kept Josephson into the team, put George Evans in the holding midfield role for his first start for the team, and Bogle's gone back into right back, and Bennett on the left wing. Good tackle from Bryson to win the ball high up. Can he get a decent cross in? It's into Bennett with the header, with the shot. It's actually George Evans. I was quite surprised. I thought it was Mason Bennett. He's got the same boots on, but on his debut start for the club, he's got a goal there. I made it 1-0 to start to the second half. Good way to kick off his Rams career. Quite a good cross from Craig Bryson as well. It's in a good, decent area on the penalty spot. And just as good as a header, to be honest. Sends it back from where it came. And makes it 1-0. Good start to the second half. And that is his first goal for us. Good here for Bogle. Chance here for the back post. Can Murray win it? Yes, he can. Go on. Oh, cleared off the line again. There we go. Finally in. Finally makes it 2-0 in the game, gets us a nice cushion there, Jack Marriott. And it's full time against Wigan Athletic, a 2-0 win, 2 goals in the second half, and good to get the win after obviously winning against Chelsea. We pretty much dominated them, didn't have much possession, but George Evans quite decent in the holding role. Obviously if we do sell Huddleston, he will be involved a bit more. So Max Burn's finally been loaned out. We've accepted about 8 maybe, and we've also got a bid here from Ajax for Tom Huddleston, which is actually a better offer than what Stoke put in, so I will accept that straight away. No need to negotiate. And yeah, I kind of prefer it if I could actually send him to Ajax, since it's not a league rival. Bit of growth here then to Marriott going to a 73 and Bogle going to a 68. Good to see, of course. And yeah, if we could get Marriott to like a 75 by the end of the year, that would be great. Obviously he's got like nearly 90 sprint speed now and nearly 80 finishing. So there we go. Tom Huddleston has been sold. He is going to Stoke City. It looks like it broke down with Ajax. I'm not 100% sure why. But at the same time, it would be nice to add that 1.7 million, which we can obviously use to add to the transfer hub. So obviously we can look at the players that we have here now. So I think the perfect replacement for Huddleston would probably be Jeff Hendrick, both financially, since he's only on 7 months left in his contract, and in terms of a player that can play pretty much anywhere in the midfield. He could even do a job at CDM if need be, but a bit more of a box-to-box midfielder like Bryson. But yeah, it'd be nice to bring him back to the club, of course. Will Hughes would be nice, but a little bit more expensive, so maybe not for the time being, whereas Hendrick's a little bit cheaper, around 5 million. One thing we're going to do though, just to end off the episode, is actually extend Craig Bryson's contract. We definitely don't want him to go anywhere. At the end of the year, he's been absolutely instrumental to the midfield, and yeah, an absolute legend of the club. And there we go, Craig Bryson's sorted, nice and easy. Just extended it by a year. I don't want him here any much longer than that, because obviously at 32 he is going to start dropping in ratings, and when, let's say, we're in the Premier League, he's just not going to be realistically usable. Probably not going to do anything with Bradley Johnson. I'm probably just going to let him expire at the end of the year, but it kind of depends on where we think. Like if we don't get promoted, hypothetical, we may need Bradley Johnson and Ledley for another season, so we'll probably leave those for the time being. We have got a lot of players on 7 months left. We've got Ledley, Huddleston obviously going to Stoke now, Olsen, Pearce, Bradley Johnson, Nugent, and Keller Roos, who we've also transfer listed. So let's have a quick look and see who we have in the next round of the Carabao Cup. It is going to be Sunderland, and it is a 2-legged affair, so obviously we play one at home, I think, and one at the Stadium of Light, which will be quite a nice opponent. I'm not going to lie, a League One team in a busy kind of area of the season. Since we've got Borough and Leeds there, 2 bigger teams, I'd probably play a weaker team for that game and then go full hog for that one and hopefully win the game and go through to the Wembley final. Like, that'd be great. Just looking at who the other team in the Carabao Cup semi-final is, it'd be interesting if Brent... I'm amazed. So, Burton Albion beat Manchester City. Now, we beat Sunderland. realistically, we could have a Burton Albion local rival derby. That would be crazy for a final. But nevertheless, I don't want to say put our name on the trophy now, but let's be honest, you put those 4 teams there, we're probably the favourites since I am controlling them, of course. We're also in a very good position in the Championship, 5th in the league, only 5 points now off the top 2, so we can start getting towards those, of course. Our next game is against that little old team down the road called Nottingham Forest, so we're going to probably save that for the next episode. I think this one will be in some really good form, and it'll be a good way to kick off the next episode. Let me know who we need to sign. Obviously, we're selling Huddleston. We're going to look for a new midfielder, probably Jeff Hendrick. I think that's just a straight swap kind of thing that I'll try and do. Obviously, if we can't do him, we will need other options. I'm kind of annoyed that my objective overview just like isn't very fair to what we've actually done. Like I've sold Huddleston. That's getting towards that decrease the average age. We're through to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, which I know isn't important to them. But it still should contribute, and I'm not 100% sure how to increase the club worth of the club by 50%. I assume getting us promoted would do that. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below who we should sign. Leave a like rating if you did enjoy, and see you soon. Bye.